Here are the top stories of the news. Federal government signs a formal concession agreement for airport in Enugu state. One dead following multiple crashes on Otedola Bridge in Lagos. On the foreign scene, Japan Prime Minister dissolves parliament ahead of snap election. Good afternoon and welcome to Spring News at 12 on Western Spring Television. I am Femi Ojo. The Minister of Aviation and Aerospace Development, Festus Keyamo, has signed the formal concession agreement for the Akanu Ibiam International Airport in Enugu State. A statement by Special Advisor on Media and Communications to the Minister, Tunde Moshood, said the signing ceremony took place at the Ministry of Aviation and Aerospace Development, Abuja, where the Minister received a combined delegation of Enugu State government officials and representatives of Aero Alliance and Concessionaire. The development marks a major milestone in the federal government's drive to modernize Nigeria's aviation infrastructure through strategic public-private partnerships. In his address, Keyamo described the event as the conclusion of a painstaking and transparent process that began several years ago. He explained that following the Federal Executive Council's approval, the Ministry, Federal Airport Authority of Nigeria FAN, and Aero Alliance engaged in extensive negotiations, including consultations with aviation unions to ensure that workers' welfare remained our top priority. In the meantime, President Bola Tinubu has approved the posting of 3 ambassador designates to France, the United States, and the United Kingdom. The approval was announced in a statement issued on Thursday by the Special Advisor to the President on Information and Strategy, Bayo Onanuga. The posting includes Ambassador Ayodele Oke, Colonel Lateef Are, and Ambassador Amin Dalhatu, covering France, the US, and the UK. He said Ambassador Oke has been appointed to France, while Colonel Are will serve in the United States. Tinubu also approved the posting of Ambassador Amin Dalhatu as High Commissioner Designate to the United Kingdom. The presidential spokesman said the approvals were formally communicated to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. Nigeria has unveiled a sweeping macro strategy that places food security at the heart of national stability, inflation control, and regional cohesion, with Vice President Kashim Shettima declaring that the country no longer views the issue through a narrow agricultural lens. Speaking at a high-level panel during the World Economic Forum in Davos, the Vice President said the federal government has begun a multi-dimensional agricultural drive designed to insulate Nigeria from global shocks while restoring productivity across its food basket regions. According to a statement by spokesperson Stanley Nkwacha, Shettima said the government does not look at food security purely as an agricultural issue, but a microeconomic security and governance issue. He noted that the focus of the government is to use food security as a pillar for national security, regional cohesion, and stability.
In Nigeria, we don't look at food security purely as an agricultural issue. It's a macroeconomic, a security, and governance issue. And our major focus on food security is to use it as a pillar for national security, for regional cohesion, and anchor it on 3 principal pillars: improved food production, improved environmental production, and of course, regional integration within the West African sub-region. Because of the peculiarities of the global trend, we have no option to really look inwards towards the position in our agricultural industry. And I will just dwell on 4 or 5 key areas: resilient agricultural system in our different ecological zones. Nigeria is big, And there is an incestuous relationship between economy and ecology in the Sahelian zone. And in the north of Nigeria, we are facing problems of desertification, deforestation, and drought. In the riverine areas in the southern part of the country and in the north central, we have issues of flooding. So what are the solutions? We have to look for drought resistant, drought tolerant, and early maturing varieties of rice, sorghum, millet. And for the southern part of the country, the riverine communities, we have to look for food systems that are flood resistant rice and cassava that can do well in that part of the world. And secondly, and most importantly, we have to do with security challenge areas. And these are largely the food basket of our nation. So the government is making efforts towards forming food security corridors and community-based security engagement to allow our people to go back and till the soil. And there is a new program being conceived and executed by the government. And that has to do with Back to the Farm initiative, so that our displaced people can be supplied with inputs, with insurance, with capital, to go back or put.
Talking security in what is described as a renewed fight under Desert Sanity 5, the troops of the Joint Task Force Operation Hadinkai said they have neutralized two high-profile Boko Haram commanders identified as Balsuho and Ubeida, as well as 8 other fighters along the Sambisa Forest and Mandara Mountains. The Media and Information Officer of the Theater Command, Sani Uba, in a statement, explained that the operation took place in the early hours of Thursday after the terrorists attempted to plant improvised explosive devices in the areas. According to Uba, 3 AK-47 rifles, 1 pump-action rifle, 5 motorcycles, a rocket-propelled charger, among others, were recovered during the operation. According to the statement, the troops of Sector 1 also made contact around the Mahube area in a separate offensive axis, recovering additional AK-47 rifles, ammunition, and communication devices, while 2 terrorists were neutralized without casualties to personnel. And in Lagos State, following threat of attacks on schools in Ikeja, yet to be identified persons, the Commissioner of Police, Olongdare Jimoh, has ordered the deployment of police personnel on a permanent basis to the affected Grange School and Green Springs School, Anthony campus. The management of the affected schools located in Ikeja had on Wednesday and Thursday ordered the temporary closure of the schools after receiving security threats via WhatsApp messages from an unknown number. Announcing the temporary closure, the head of Grange School, Richard McMahon, in a letter addressed to parents on Wednesday, said the school would not open on Thursday due to security-related concern. On its part, the authorities of the Anthony campus of Green Spring School also asked students who turned up for school on Thursday to return home, while it asserted the security situation. However, a statement on Thursday by Lagos State Police Public Relations Officer Bimbola Adebisi, the command said it had neutralized the threat to schools within Ikeja. The police declared the school safe for continuing academic and administrative activities after conducting a security sweep at the premises. And on a rather sad note, 1 person has died following multiple crashes on the Otedola Bridge in Lagos in the early hours of Friday, leading to a long-stretched gridlock that has left commuters and motorists grounded. The accident, which happened in Ward Secretariat along the Lagos-Ibadan Expressway, left thousands of people stranded on the ever-busy highway. Traffic authorities in Lagos said the principal incident involved a violent collision between 2 heavy-duty trailers, one laden with sand and the other conveying granite, reportedly occasioned by reckless contest for right-of-way. LASMA said the trapped victim was extricated and transferred to personnel of the Lagos State Ambulance Service, who conveyed him to the General Hospital in Ikeja, where he was pronounced dead. A fully loaded truck overturned on the bridge, pouring its contents on the highway. The resultant gridlock stretched backwards from the Otedola Bridge to the Berger axis, forcing motorists heading into Lagos to seek alternative roads, including a one-way drive on the outbound Lagos road. The governor of Oyo State, Seyi Makinde, on Thursday visited President Bola Tinubu, saying the visit was to discuss some governance issues with the president and not political. The meeting comes amid ongoing political realignment as key stakeholders begin strategic consultations ahead of the 2027 general election. However, Makinde, who arrived at the Aso Rock Villa around 3:30 p.m., was quick to dismiss any political undertones in his interview with journalists after the meeting. A leader of the opposition People's Democratic Party, Governor Makinde, said President Tinubu is not the only president of the ruling All Progressives Congress, but the president of all Nigerians. Recently, some PDP bigwigs, including governors, have dumped the party for the APC, leaving Makinde and a few others in the opposition party. Asked if he would soon join the APC, Makinde replied in the negative, insisting that he is comfortable in the PDP.
The president is the president of Nigeria, not the president of APC, and we're talking about governance here. So I came to discuss with the president on some governance issues, basically. Nigeria is a project that, all Nigerians must be concerned about, welfare of our people. What are the governance issues? This issue of insecurity, poverty alleviation. I mean, there are things that has no coloration of a party as leaders, whether president or governor of a state. Those are things that we have to work together, consult with one another, and ensure that we can make life one shade better for our people.
The Chief Judge of Rivers State, Justice Simeon C. Amadi, has declined a request by the Rivers State House of Assembly to constitute a 7-man investigative panel to probe allegations of gross misconduct against Governor Siminalayi Fubara and his deputy, Ngozi Maudu. Justice Amadi's position was conveyed in a formal letter addressed to the Speaker of the State Assembly, Martin Amaule, acknowledging receipt of 2 separate requests from the legislature dated January 16. Justice Amadi disclosed that his office had earlier been served with 2 interim injunctions issued by the Rivers State High Court on January 16. The interim orders expressly restrained the Chief Judge from receiving, forwarding, considering, or acting on any request, resolution, articles of impeachment, or other communication from the House of Assembly in relation to the impeachment process for a period of 7 days. Beyond the subsisting injunctions, he noted that the House of Assembly itself has filed an appeal against the interim orders at the Court of Appeal, stating that all persons are obligated to obey valid court orders until they are set aside. The All Progressives Congress APC has invited all stakeholders, supporters, and members, both old and new, to participate in its ongoing membership electronic registration exercise across the Federation and the Federal Capital Territory. National Publicity Secretary Felice Morka, in a post on APC's X handle on Friday, said the exercise has been conducted in all wards nationwide. According to Morka, the e-registration exercise is designed to digitize the party's membership register, ensure the integrity of records, provide efficient access to membership data for planning and management decisions, promote internal democracy, and strengthen APC's commitment to democratic innovation in Nigeria. He urged all eligible Nigerians to take part in the exercise and join the progressive family of Nigeria's ruling party. The APC noted that the initiative is part of its ongoing effort to modernize party operations, increase transparency, and ensure that party membership is up to date and verifiable nationwide. A peaceful protest broke out on Friday in Ijebu over alleged plans to impose the next Awujale of Ijebu land. The protesters marched through Awujale Palace Road on their way to the Ijebu-Ode local government secretariat to register their displeasure over the development. It will be recalled that the Ogun State government on Tuesday, in a statement signed by the Commissioner for Local Government and Chieftaincy Type 2, Ganiyu Hamzat, halted the Awujale selection process following a flood of petitions received from security agencies and other stakeholders. You are watching Spring News at 12 on Western Spring Television. We will be right back after this break. Please stay with us.